If you run a business in the UAE, you have definitely heard of VAT. But most people find it confusing. Who really pays for it? Where does the money go? And what does the government really care about? In this video, I'll explain what VAT is, the basic idea behind it, the key elements of VAT, and how it works specifically in the UAE. No jargon, just clear, practical understanding. Hi, I'm Suhail. I'm just starting out this channel and I make content about VAT and help other businesses go through the UAE VAT landscape. VAT stands for value added tax. It's a consumption tax. To put it in simple words, it is ultimately paid by the final customer. And businesses, you guys, only act as a collector of tax for the government. So if you buy something for 100 dirhams, the VAT is 5%, you pay 105. Simple as that. The extra 5 dirham goes to the government and not to the business. It's not the business's money to keep the 5 dirhams. Why VAT exists in the UAE? The UAE introduced VAT in 2018, long back. And the main reasons were to reduce dependence on oil, to fund public services like healthcare, infrastructure, and education, and to build a sustainable government revenue system. The rate is 5%, which is one of the lowest in the world. Section 3. The basic idea. Value added at each step. Now VAT is charged at every stage of business or every step of the supply chain, but only on the value added. Let's use a simple example. We have a manufacturer, wholesaler, retailer, and customer. The manufacturer sells for 100 dirhams to the wholesaler. The wholesaler sells it for 150 dirhams to the retailer. Now the retailer sells it for 200 dirhams to the consumer. Each business charges VAT on sales, which is also called output VAT, and at each stage they pay VAT on the purchases, which is also called input VAT. And the difference is paid to the government. So the manufacturer charges 5 dirham VAT, the wholesaler charges 7.5 dirham VAT, the retailer charges 10 dirham VAT. Output VAT minus the input VAT is the VAT we need to pay to the FTA. So in our example, the retailer collects 10 dirhams VAT from the customer and the retailer paid the wholesaler, that is the supplier, 7.5 dirhams. So the net payable to the tax authority is 10 minus 7.5, which is 2.5. So if you look at this diagram, the retailer collects 10 from customer and had paid 7.5 to the wholesaler. So the net difference is paid to the FTA. You can pause at each diagram to understand the very basics of VAT working over here. With all the maths out of the way, let's get to section 4, the core elements of VAT. The main building blocks of VAT in the UAE, some terminologies to keep in mind. This might be boring stuff, but it's very important to understand the VAT lingo. A taxable person, a business or an individual registered for VAT. The threshold for registration is 375,000 mandatorily or 187,500 voluntarily. Number 2, taxable supply. Goods or services that are subjected to VAT. There are 3 types. Standard rated 5%, which is for most things. Zero rated 0%, things like export, international transport, some healthcare, education. Exempt meaning no VAT at all, like residential rent, local passenger transport, or bare land. Number 3, consideration or price, the amount charged for the supply. So in our example in the beginning, the 100 dirhams for the consideration and the VAT applied was 5 dirhams. Number 4, place of supply, which country gets the right to tax. This is important for cross-border transactions, imports and exports. Number 5, time of supply, when VAT becomes due. Usually it's the invoice date or payment date or delivery date, whichever comes first. And number 5, the VAT rate, which is 5% in UAE as discussed before. Now section 5, how VAT works practically in the UAE. In real life, this is what businesses must do. They must register for VAT, charge VAT correctly on their invoices, keep records for 5 years, file VAT return every quarter or every month, whichever is applicable, and pay VAT to the Federal Tax Authority or FTA. If mistakes happen, it can lead to penalties or audits, which is why understanding VAT is very important. So in summary, VAT is very simple. It's a simple idea. Customer pays, business collects, government receives. But in practice, the rules matter a lot. If you have any questions related to VAT, feel free to ask in the comments. I'm more than happy to help you guys. And if you want me to make videos on any specific topics related to VAT, you can comment those as well. If this is helping you right now, consider a like or a subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.